Alright then, we got Pang here in the house, and we're going to just talk a bit of Turkey on World Cup stuff. Maybe talk to Pang a bit about his background as well. And yeah, we'll see how we go with that. First of all, welcome Pang to Talkin Turkey with Jimmy.
Thanks, Jimmy. I've been enjoying these, so thanks for having me.
You're actually been the most requested person so far. Everyone I spoke to said that when I said I was doing a podcast, everyone said you have to get Pang on. So
Really?
yeah,
That's random. Okay,
yeah.
fair enough.
So
I feel feeling the pressure now.
no, don't feel pressure.
Yeah, I'm probably the biggest kind of race super fan. So yeah, hopefully I don't let you down.
Yeah. So you're obviously on Vertigo between you and Tim.
Yep.
Is that right? Yeah.
Yep.
Huge racing history. Have you been Scottish champ or are you close?
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
yeah.
How many?
Just as I just once, just as just before I got into pro elite, but just as like open man. Yeah. I won the series, and then went into elite, and from there.
So when was that? That was the SGAs. In
Yeah.
what year?
Yeah. Oh God, like you're asking now. Probably like 2000.
2000. So
Yeah.
yeah, it goes way
Well back, yeah.
So I thought you'd be a pretty good person to get on for one of these, and I thought Leger as well, being a pretty old school sort of track you may have. You've rode there as well?
So yeah, this is cool. Like actually, that was my first World Cup.
There you go.
J.
Yeah.
And I think
so-
it was probably the last. It might have been the last time it got raced until recent years as well. It was actually the year that PE. That was the year Steve Pete won that race and won the overall.
Okay,
As well.
yeah.
So it was so exciting to be there.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
Being a
but
Brit as well, I guess.
Oh man, and like Leger is just that track that it's that one that you watched in the videos when you were growing up, like and all the sprungs and the earths and whatnot, and you just that's the one you wanted to race.
Yeah.
So to be able to have done that, it was like a dream come true at the time.
Awesome. So how many years did you do race World Cups?
I think I probably, maybe 3 or 4, I think. Yeah, before I moved to New Zealand.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't ever do a full series. Tried to 1 year, but then I got injured and I ended up missing a few. But yeah, always sort of did European rounds and obviously Fort William.
Yeah.
And whenever we could afford it, we'd go over to Canada and the States as well.
Yeah.
Do a few there.
What was your favourite from memory?
It was always Fort William.
Yeah. I guess the home crowd.
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, just the memories from that. I mean, anyone that's been there just knows how good it is. And to be Scottish as well, racing in Fort William, it's just everybody knows who you are. People just shouting your name all the way down the track. Yeah, like I'll never forget it.
And what part of Scotland were you from?
Edinburgh.
Edinburgh, yes.
Yeah, a couple hours from
You're
Fort
not
William.
far from Fort William either.
No, we obviously rode there quite a lot as well growing up. So yeah, it was just like I saw it develop when we first started racing there. The track basically started where did it start? Just not far above where the motorway section started.
Oh, right.
And that for a couple of years it was quite a short track, and you had to push up. And then eventually they built the World Cup track, and it was used for a Avalanche Cup. I don't know if you ever remember the Avalanche Cup series.
No, before my
So
time.
yeah, that was the first race they had on it before the World Cup. So Avalanche Cup was like a European series, not European, but mostly French. And so that was the first sort of first big international race they had there. So they had like Fabien Barrel was there and stuff like that. The Athertons were still young actually at the time, still in junior. But yeah, that was the first time it started from the very top of the hill. So that was like really exciting for everybody.
Yeah.
That was like the first time the gondola was used, and that was really really good memories from that one.
It's become
actually.
a pretty staple race now in the World Cup. Shame it got cancelled this year, but
I know, but can you imagine what it's going to be like when it does happen again?
Yeah, I'm maybe controversial, but I was thinking it would be nice for them to have a year when they didn't go to Mont Saint Anne and Fort William, just to give other places and have like a year and a B year where they go back to just to build up that anticipation. But yeah, I'm quite missing it now, and I'm looking forward to them getting back to Fort William just because it's a pretty historic track, and I think there'll be a bit more of a buzz.
Yeah, everyone will just be like spectators as well. I think everyone's just going to flock there in the thousands. They'll be so excited to see racing again.
Yeah, I think there's been probably a lot of new fans as well, or people that have gone back to mountain biking since lockdown and things. So I wouldn't be surprised if it sees some of the biggest numbers yet.
No, I think you're right. I think you're right there. Also, the sport's grown a lot. I think since COVID, like from what you hear, So yeah, like you say, there'll be a lot of new fans
Yeah.
who want to get amongst the action. So yeah. So it'd be great to see that back.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was definitely always the highlight race, and yeah.
Yeah, I only ever got to go and watch the World Cup, so I never only raced nationals. So, but nationals were pretty good. But the World Cup's just to go and watch as well was like just a pretty good spectacle, I think, and pretty amazing. Just being stood at the bottom, seeing that all unfold how it did every year.
Yeah. No, it was fun times though. Like that Leger, like the struggle to get. Actually, like it's not as much of a struggle as it is now, but you just had to get one UCI point back then to be able to race World Cups. I think now you need 40. So,
40 I'm not sure now. It might even be more. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it might be more, but yeah, you just needed one. But even then, it was a struggle because there weren't many races that offered points. So we used to travel like all over Europe and just to try and get us that elusive point, because it was quite difficult in the UK because it's such a obviously big depth of talent, and it was really hard to get. I think there was only ever a couple of races, and you had to get top 10 overall to get that point. So I think we actually ended up. We did a race in Ireland, which randomly had a UCI category race. So if you got a top 10, it was this Irish national. You were on your way. So like we just. Truckloads of us just went over from the UK and just took over this Irish national. I think they were all a bit pissed off.
Because they will have wanted the points for themselves.
Yeah, like literally the top 10 was all just people from like Scotland and England.
Yeah.
Like loads of us got our first UCI points at that race. So then Leger was that same year, so we all went over to Leger to do it together. So that was pretty cool. So yeah.
Lads trip to Morzine.
Yeah. It's like I'll sort of think about it. It was like the original, like what the Van Zyks boys do now.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what we did. It was that same sort of thing. Like you were sponsored, but you weren't like making money, and you were you get your race entries paid, but you were having to pay for everything else. So it was that kind of same sort of deal that are like back then. So it was just such a big thing. We sort of worked because you'd had to work to save up to get there as well, and then get the time off and just drive there, and just the whole experience. It was just like you felt like you'd made it.
Yeah. Like
to just be part of the circus. Yeah. So
cool. It's definitely something that I feel like I've missed out on, never been able to make it to one. It looks like just the experience of the.
You can still do it.
Yeah, possibly. We'll see.
I believe in you.
But yeah, we'll see. But no, talking to you guys and just hearing the guys when they come back every year, it sounds like such a good. Just you're never gonna regret looking back on anything you did. I don't think.
No. I mean it was different back then, like compared to what it is now. Definitely, it's so much more professional and serious now. It was then, I guess, like with the top guys, but I think right across the whole field now, you've got to be at such a level and be so professional. Like back then, you could I'd always qualify. I mean, it was top 80, but you could qualify just by getting down smooth. Like you didn't have to risk it. But now I think it's like you've literally got to be 110% even just to qualify. Unless you're the top guys, they can kind of. They can probably ride 95%. But so that was quite cool. But yeah, good times for sure. I can't wait to watch this race. It's just I could say it's just a classic.
Yeah. Before we get back to the race, I just want to pick on you a bit more. So you moved to New Zealand. Was it 15 years ago now? A bit longer? Yeah.
15, 16 years. Yeah.
Yeah, and then you spent your whole time here. Were you still?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Been in Queenstown the whole time. Vertigo Bikes is my first job I got.
Okay. Yeah.
So yeah. I've been there ever since. And
you've seen a few people through Vertigo Bikes that are now quite big on the scene. We're just watching Ben Cathro.
Yep, for sure, yeah.
On Red Bull there.
Lots of people have kind of used it as a not diving board, like
just a platform.
A platform, yeah. Like a sort of platform to sort of move up in the mountain bike industry. I mean, it's such a small industry anyway. But, it's very much who you know. In this industry to sort of get places, and I mean that's what's nice about it. It's just like a real family kind of industry. Yeah. So yeah, I've had loads of wicked people come through. Some of the ones people might know about are Cathro was probably the most recent. I mean he was already doing this thing anyway, and people he was getting a bit of a reputation. But yeah, he did a summer with us, and then we had Seb Kemp as well, who's now like the global marketing sort of manager at Santa Cruz in the States. Tom Hay, who's Elevate Trail Building, builds all the Crankwork slopestyle courses. Henry Quinney, who now works for Pink Bike.
You had Casey Brown as well.
Casey Brown worked for us for a couple of years, just doing coaching stuff.
JT and Stout went on to
the
UR team with Fabian.
Yeah, John Stout's he's McCann's mechanic. JT was Tracy's mechanic. Obviously went on to be quite successful. Winning the World Cup a few years ago with Tracy. So yeah, no, it's been really cool. Like I love looking at all that, just seeing the people that have come through the shop, and I like to think that the time they had with us has helped them get to those places and take that next step. And
well, I think it's definitely become quite an iconic bike shop within Queenstown. I think a lot of people hear of Vertigo bikes before they get here. I heard of the shop before I even got here.
Oh, that's cool.
And then, but now you've got just incredible staff still working for you, with people like Ben Hildred and his insane elevation challenges he keeps setting himself, and it's really crazy.
That's the thing. It's like we've had those staff that have gone on to do sort of maybe more well-known stuff, but basically every single person that's been to the shop's been amazing, and we all keep in touch. We're all real good friends, and it's like a big family, and it's just really cool to look back on all those people. And we'd all do anything for them, and just hopefully never feel like I'm actually a boss. It's just, and same with Tim, we're just friends. We're all just working because we enjoy it. It's a great industry, and you can't beat it really. It's like
you definitely know how to pick them for sure.
I think we're lucky. I mean, it's like you saying you'd heard about the shop before, but like everybody, we never have to really interview people. People come to us, or we hear about people through old staff members and stuff like that. So it just kind of happens organically with the staff quite a lot.
Yeah.
So really, really cool.
It's been good, and then we've obviously got to know each other a bit better through the race series that we put on.
Yep. Yeah.
But I think having you again, you've brought some of the cool style towards it, especially with the last one that we did with the Wakatupa World Champs. You went all out and made that pretty special. We had the race beeps at the start.
Yeah.
We had Eddie helping us as well with a bit of raceline hype. But you can just tell, I think you definitely you love the racing probably more than anyone I think I know. You embrace sort of every part of the mountain biking, but it seems to keep with the racing with you, which is pretty cool. Lots of people sort of drift away from the racing, but you've still in it, and then you won the overall as well. Don't know if is it embarrassing to keep winning your own series, or do we just need everyone else to step up a bit?
I don't know, people do think because I do the timing that I'm fixing it a bit, but no, it's
But Teresa, you're thrashing most people's times in categories below you as well.
It's funny. Even though I've been racing for so long, I actually felt like this year I raced the best I've ever raced. Like I felt like I learned a lot. Because you learn all the time, doesn't matter how old you are, and you can always improve. And I really felt like this year I learned quite a lot more stuff because I did so many races. I think as well. And when you start getting that sort of momentum going, you can really start focusing on things. And I just love it. I absolutely love it. And it's only getting better here because of all the Groms coming through. That just gets me so excited. And also that also, puts a fire under me as well to try and stay on pace with them. Yeah. So that's quite cool too. Because you don't want to start getting beaten by 12, 13-year-olds. Although I'm pretty sure it's going to happen soon with a few of them. Yeah. But
will we see you lining up to any Masters World Champs anytime soon? Has that ever been on the cards?
It has been for probably about 10 years. Yeah. Honestly, I'd absolutely love to.
They just need to bring it over here, right?
Yeah.
Masters World Champs at Coronet.
Yeah, that would be good. Oh, actually, no, it wouldn't be good because I'm shit at Coronet. So
Skyline, we'll have it at Skyline. Yeah. Bike park.
I think it's it depends where it is. I wouldn't really want to do it anywhere. I don't know, Monsanto would be cool, but I think they've had it in some like Val de Sol and stuff before. And I know that really wouldn't suit me because if I want to go, I want to give it a proper good go. Yeah. So I'd want to go somewhere that can maybe play to my strengths a little bit.
Which is fair enough. We want to make a holiday out of it as well.
Yeah. You don't race to come second, do you? Like,
No way.
You're as competitive as me, I'm pretty sure. But
Yeah.
no, you bring a lot to the table with the races, Jimmy. I think we're quite a good team in that respect. So, like, you definitely have the tracks that you guys all lay out, like, are always amazing. Like, you think like we've been doing it what 3 or 4 years or.
Maybe even longer.
Yeah, and like every time, it's like that's the best track yet.
Yeah.
Like every race, it's like how can it keep happening? And
Yeah.
yet it is. You know, it's.
I think I just love direction. I probably enjoy going to races more than when I just go to a bike park and just get.
Yeah.
I like just being told what track I got to ride, and then you got to ride it fast. I find
Yeah.
that more enjoyable than just going to ride tracks for no reason.
Yeah.
Not that I don't enjoy doing that, but I get so much more enjoyment out of just having been between the tapes and getting pointed down a specific track, and then you've got to pick that track apart because you can't take any shortcuts. If there's something hard in a bike park and you can't do it, you just ride around it, or you do whatever. Whereas when you come to a race and you got a hard section, you can't ride around it, or you can't even just ride it like tentatively. You've got to get on the gas and just really work this thing out like a bit of a puzzle, and it's quite I don't know, I love that aspect of racing. I think so.
Totally agree, and the whole the whole build up as well. I mean, you're talking to your mates and the other guys in your category about lines and all that thing, and the chat you have back down in the lift queue and all that.
Yeah.
It's just wicked out. It's just everyone's on the same page trying to find the fastest way down.
Yeah. Did you hear the episode I did with Eddie, and he says that him and Colin they make up fake riders and getting people's heads on the lift.
I did hear that, yeah. They said, they were looking real good, weren't they?
Yeah. Well, I've heard. I wonder if they've ever done it to me, because there's so many times I've heard people talking about sections of a track, and I'm like, I don't even know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
I'm like, they're just making something up to get to me. I'm not sure.
But, man, you know how much of a mental game it is. If you if you can get in someone's head, like some people are easier than others, but. Yeah, it's you can do a lot of damage for sure. Like, yeah. Because when I race, I don't like watching anybody else, and I don't like practicing with anybody else, because I just want to just do what I'm doing and just focus on that. Because you can get like so caught up, like holy shit, look how fast they just did that. I'm not doing that, and it's like it doesn't matter. Just like stick to your own plan, and there's going to be sections you can ride better than some people. They're going to ride some sections better, but you just got to work to your strengths and and just give it your best shot, which is it's just so addictive. Like it really is. Like you kind of love it and hate it at the same time, don't you? It's like
absolutely, yeah.
You're like, oh, why am I doing this again? It's like, oh, but then like when it's over and you're chatting at the end, you've had a good day. It's like you're just like, this is just the best thing. So yeah.
No, scaring yourself's always good, I think. I could talk for ages, I think, about you, but let's we just talked about like epic tracks, and everyone keeps saying that this Leger track is epic. So it looks, looking at Leo Gang and now what they've come to, it seems like whoever's making the tracks is listening to what the riders has been saying the last few years, which is cool.
And I heard about this one as well. The guys that built the track are just like, they're literally just, they're so passionate about this one, making this the best World Cup track ever. So literally they're going to be up on the hill. If things need fixed, they're going to fix it. If things need changed, they're going to change it, just to make sure it's as good as it can be. Yeah. Which is so cool here. Yeah.
Well, Cathro on the Cathro Vision, he's just saying they had no test runs, no nothing, had it all taped off, just so it was a level playing field when they come. And that's thought that was pretty awesome actually, because
I can't remember the last time there's been a race like that. Yeah.
Because you see, like a lot of the EWS, you always see funny results with, because you get lots of locals and those tracks, you're racing them a lot blinder. Yeah. So I do like on downhill how you have the practice normally does give people that aren't local a good chance, but there's always just that advantage. So it's going to be exciting, I think, to see how it goes. Because I naturally, when I went to pick my fantasy team, initially went to change everyone to French. And then I saw the track and saw it wasn't actually a new one, so I went back and like revised it. Just a little, still got a few Frenchies in there, but we're good. It looks slick to start with, but it looks like it's drying up.
It does, yeah. We were saying that Brooks' helmet cam looked quite a lot drier than what I was expecting compared to like looking at the raw videos. So it looked like he was attacking it and didn't really seem to have many problems. And I don't know, looking at the forecast, it looks quite good too. So I think it's just going to get drier and drier, and the speeds will just get higher and stuff. But man, yeah, what a track! It's
So should we delve into our fantasy league teams, which is I quite like to you because you said you've got a pink bike one as well.
Yeah,
You're in a few leagues, aren't you? I'm just
yeah.
in the global league. I'll go to my team. So what did I have? First round, I had Bernard Kerr, Joe Breeden, Thibaut Deprella, David Trummer, Michaela Parton, and Valley Hall. For this round, I kept Bernie. I almost swapped him out, and then I think he went pretty good in the time training, I think.
Yeah.
Did he? Yeah, he went second in time training, so kept him. But I was thinking about maybe swapping him out, but he's looking pretty good. I don't really... Oh, tell me what. Have you been following the Crankworks? Did you watch the Crankworks stuff as well?
Yeah.
The commentators give Bernie so much shit. Have you noticed? And then even Rob Warner, Bernie cops so much shit.
What did they say?
I don't know. I think it was when I was watching the dual slalom because Eddie got second in dual slalom, didn't he? And I don't know. I can't even recall now, but I just remember they seemed just to be giving him so much.
No, I didn't because I didn't watch any of the slalom stuff. I watched the downhill, but I didn't pick up on anything with that.
Oh,
but
funny.
yeah, I think he sort of...
He kind of brings it on himself.
Yeah,
but
he does. He can give as good as he
classic.
gets, you know. Yeah. No, he's a good sort. Bernard.
He will have come in to see you a few times, I guess, in the shop.
Yeah. No, we've helped him out quite a bit over the years, so we've built up a good little sort of relationship with him. But yeah, no, he's a hell of a talent on the bike, though.
Yeah,
it really, really is. So I'd love to see him do well.
I would as well. I think he's pretty. Well, the reason for putting him up there for the first round is he was coming into it and was very kind of open about this could potentially be his last year and how he really wanted to kind of go out with a bit of a bang. I guess.
Yeah.
And he's always had the potential to do well, and he has had some pretty up there results. Like, kind of, don't want to say flashes in the pan, but some.
Yeah.
There's not too many, but yeah, when he locks it in. He's definitely a contender to even like to win a race, I think.
I wonder why he's saying about maybe stopping after this year, though. I found that quite surprising because he's still a young guy. And I mean, I know he runs a team and stuff, so maybe that's just, I don't know, maybe it's getting sort of a bigger job than it was a few years ago. I don't know, but yeah, it'd be a shame. I mean, to see him not race, but I'm assuming we'll still see him riding, obviously, making his edits and videos and stuff. But yeah, no, I think he's. I think he's. I feel like he's a racer through and through.
Yeah.
And yeah, it'd be a shame to see him stop. So yeah, if you listen, Bernard, don't stop. Keep racing.
And if you don't listen, Bernard, start. No, he's one of the most like talented dudes, sort of that can throw a bike around. I think he's got some pretty mad skills.
Yeah, I just remember some of the races we did here that he actually did. And I was just like, I think there was one year, it was a few years ago, but we did like, it was World Cup to Hobbit or wherever, and like, I could not believe the time he did down that. It was it was ridiculous. Like, he put so much time into everybody, and like, literally the gnarliest track on the hill. Like, that's when I really took notice of him as well.
I think we forget how good he is at riding technical stuff. You see him just like, he's very known for his jumping and whatever, but
that's it.
Obviously the World Cup Hobbit's such a technical trail, not really any jumps, just gnarly, and you can just send it down those things. I think I was doing some trail maintenance once on track next to KY. I was walking up KY, which is we've changed it now, but back back then it was pretty much a straight shoot into a tight right, and how you came down that chute faster than I could even imagine somebody would want to come into that chute. Yeah. And then he just hooked the turn at the bottom so fast. Yeah. And I just couldn't believe that it was possible to do it that quick. So yeah, definitely a pretty insane. Can turn it on, sure.
Yeah.
But I think he's definitely got the bit in his teeth. I think this year really wanted to maybe prove a point or to make sure he's got no regrets if he is planning on pulling the pin. So yeah, I think he could be pretty dangerous at most rounds, and second in time training, it's a pretty good start to. Yeah. If he gets it all just comes together for him, it could be a good shout for sure. Be good, and he'll probably want to stay on top of Eddie as well. I can't imagine he's wanting to be number 2 on the team. Yeah, it's always bad when you're
your boss beats you, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, ask Craig Monroe. So.
Oh. There's a few bets. What was that? We had a few bets this year. Who ended up coming out on top of that?
I mean, you're all as good as your last race, so
Yeah.
I took Craig down in the World Walk-A-Type World, so
World champs.
there you go.
That's
Wait
it.
till
Well,
next year,
Yeah, a win's a win, as Vin Diesel would say. And then I had Joe Braden in the first round. I swapped him out for Benoit Coulage.
Yeah.
I hadn't actually heard of him until Leogang, but he put down a stonking run.
Yeah.
And he was a French national champ.
Yep, and he won the French Cup just passed as well.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
So I thought he would be a pretty safe bet. I don't know much more about him than.
Yeah, I mean he got
that.
he got podium at the last round, and he's pretty cheap on the fantasy team, so
Yeah.
quite a good option now. So.
Yeah, I didn't really pick any necessarily. I think everyone I picked has the potential to win.
Yeah.
But there was no one in there that was extremely expensive that I thought was. If I had to pick a winner, I probably wouldn't pick anyone in my team. I think like your Loris Vergers is maybe would be again my favourite for the win, but I've kind of gone for like
You've gone for a spread, haven't you?
bit of a spread, yeah. So all kind of average prices. So I got Benoit Coulage. Just think I'm excited to see how he goes. Especially seems to be ramping it up a bit. Thomas Stack, who's had some pretty standout runs. Just in past years, again, on like when it gets pretty gnarly. And again, I don't know, just kind of trusting in the French on a French hill.
Yeah, he's been out for a bit, isn't he, injured or something? Like, I haven't really seen his name around much.
Yeah, and then
recently.
I actually forgot about him, and I saw him on, I think it was on Win TV.
Yeah.
And I thought, if he could be a bit of
for sure, yeah.
Bit of a wild card this weekend. And how did he go in time training? Was he up there? I think I did see him up there in time training as well.
And he was
12th.
He was 9th at the last World Cup in Ligier.
Oh, really?
2019. So.
Yeah, so 12th in time training, 9th for the one in 2019. So, I think Thomas Stack could be a pretty good one to just keep my points up in the team. And then Remy Thirion. It was
safe bet.
I thought, especially seeing the track being such a natural track. If it stays wet, I've probably got more of a chance of him doing well as well.
Oh man, he looks ridiculous on the videos that I've watched.
Yeah. He's on. I actually thought he retired, but he's riding for Giant now. Yeah, which is a bike that you spent quite a bit of time on, and it doesn't look like his bike. The Giant frames are much different from the one that they've been riding since 2015.
No, it looks basically the same. I still can't tell if he's got a mullet set up because he was just running full 27 last year, because he did say he liked that, and it's really hard to tell from the videos what his bike is, and I haven't really seen many photos of it, but it looks sort of same layout, but it looks like the link's a bit different compared to like the stock Glory, so there's something going on there. It's a little bit different, but essentially like same layout. But it's I mean, they nailed it with that bike. It's a fun bike. It works
You are
really
a fan of
well.
the Giants.
Yeah. Like, it's 2015 since that bike came out, and it hasn't changed.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it's pretty good, really.
Yeah.
Like, they got it that right. But they're easy to ride, easy to get on with. Suspension works really well. Yeah.
Do you reckon they need to start making it? Do you think we will see a new Glory anytime soon?
No,
Even something a bit longer.
I don't know, not from what I've heard.
No.
But, yeah. Who knows?
Yeah. Well, I remember when we got one for Skyline back in 2015, and I initially didn't like it because I was like, this thing just feels too long, whereas now it feels so short.
Yeah, it was big back then. Yeah.
Maybe they're ahead of the time. I don't know. I feel like they're kind of drifting back a bit. I don't think they're doing themselves any favours by. But I don't know. You probably know a bit more on the inside of Giant than me.
Oh no, not really.
Not really.
But, yeah, I was like, it was cool to see they've kept the downhill team going. I think that's really good that they've done that. So, they've committed to that. So they surely, if they're going to do that, they're going to have to bring out a downhill bike.
Maybe that's why Remy's riding it, because it's the only one that's still got 27.5 options.
It's hard to tell. I'd really like to know a bit more about that bike, but but no, he's a good shout. Yeah, I've got him as well on my team.
And then rolling down into the women, I just kept the same two from the last round. Michaela Pardon, she did real well last year at the World Champs, and it was really wet.
Yeah,
and I think that just says it all. Really, she still went pretty well in the first round. I think I saw a few snippets of her on a few of the videos, Vital Roars and Cathro Vision, and she's riding really well.
Yeah.
From what I can see there.
Yeah, she's Scottish, so she'll be used to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, hopefully, maybe my team might be better if it stays a bit greasy, but I kind of hope it does dry out to see a bit more of a tighter race, maybe. And then I stuck with Valley Hall as well. I was thinking of changing maybe to Marine Cabaret, but I don't know. I feel like Valley now, after that crash as well on the first one, I think she's pretty devastated on that, and I think she's again got the bit between her teeth pretty hard to come back, and she's obviously a very talented rider as well, so I don't think even if she didn't crash it would have been a safe bet to put her in there.
She is good. Like I think Marine had a big crash in that top step down as well in practice.
Okay.
Like really, but not a nice crash at all.
Yeah.
So she might be. I don't even know if she'll be racing, or if if not, if she is racing, her confidence is going to be pretty dented, I would say. So yeah. Hopefully she's okay.
Yeah, because you can't go around things like that anymore.
Yeah.
You know, the girls, especially, we're watching Jess Blewett over there. She's sending everything. I think she surely must have been one of the first women to go off that. Cause
I mean, she's had a good lead up to doing stuff like that with the rampage, that thing in the, what's it called again? The
formation.
The formation. Yeah. So she's doing bigger stuff than that, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool.
And Dream Track over here, she has no problem.
Yeah.
Flicking it out on that. So.
Yeah, she's going to be one to watch for the future.
Yeah, I'm excited to see how Jess gets on. I don't think they even had her on the pink bike as an option. Otherwise, I definitely would have put her on my team.
Yeah.
But I couldn't see her, so maybe I was just scrolled past. But I'm excited to see Jess. Spoke to her mum, actually. I saw her mum in the street the other day. And she was saying she was feeling a bit, maybe not stressed out. Well, she said she's stressed out, but I think that's a good thing. It's,
it's our first World Cup season, so it'll be pretty overwhelming, and I'll take it. I think it always takes a few years to settle in, find your feet.
But she really, it kind of shows that you really want that, because you get that with any job. If you're going a new job that you really like and you want to do really well, it does stress you out. And totally. I think it's cool that she's been actually helped out by the GT guys a bit now, being able to pit with them, and I think it's. Probably not nice that she'll feel stressed out, and it'll be good. Hopefully, if she chills, she'll definitely ride better. But
I don't think you can ever chill at least.
No, but I feel like the fact that she's stressing probably is actually a good sign. So I'm excited to see how she cracks on as the season progresses. Obviously, coming back from 2 podiums at the EWS, 3rd at the first round, and 2nd at second. I think her confidence is going to be sky high as well after that. So
and just like having a strong domestic season as well here too, like winning Cornet Nationals with a ridiculous time that would put her almost up there in the men's, but she's hell of a rider. So
I think if she
goes well,
if a team can pick her up, I think that would maybe be the key, just to spark a bit more go. But I'm excited. I think she could finish on the podium for sure this year. For sure.
Let it build and let the confidence build, and then for sure she could definitely be a threat.
We'll move on to your team.
Right. So, just reminding myself about it, but actually no, I don't have Remy Thierry on. I guess a bit of a different strategy to you. I've kind of gone for I always go for a big hitter, for the men and the women, and then I sort of struggle to spend the money properly for the rest. So I don't know if I never seem to do that well, so it's probably not a very good tactic. But I've just gone with the Scottish boys. So Reece Wilson. Obviously, being Scottish myself, I like to support these boys because it's wicked to see Scottish guys up there in the World Cup now. Reece Wilson for obvious reasons. It's just this track could really suit him.
What do we think? Is he riding flats or clips this weekend? I couldn't really see. It looked like he was wearing clips in the video.
He'll be on clips for sure. As much as I'd love him to be on flats.
It's interesting that I actually tried flats as well last year. I don't know what. I think I was listening maybe to a Win Masters podcast, and I think he mentioned something about it. Or it might have been with Nigel Page actually. Did a one with Page, and I thought I'm definitely flats are just not my preferred thing. My feet just come off everywhere due to bad technique on them, I guess. But
did you learn stuff that you took back to your riding on SPDs, you think?
I couldn't really tell too much, to be honest, but I definitely, by the end of the month on flats, it was definitely just as, it didn't bother me anymore. But I wasn't wearing 510s or even Vans. I had some, just my Adidas shoes. I raced that Enduro at 7 Mile on them. Just in my Adidas, and it wasn't too bad. I actually felt it was quite good, because that's quite a tight little track, and I could sprint just as well, I thought. But I could just dab for the tight little niggly corners. I could dab, so I could just like flick it around this awkward corner, get my foot on straight away without having to worry about clipping in, and actually get on the gas sooner, I thought, than clips. But then when it did come down to a flatter sprint, I think because the end, didn't it? You had to sprint back to
it was pedally as
and that my just being a bit like undulating and a bit flatter, my feet were starting to shuffle around a bit.
Yeah, but that's just like that. So that's just being used to it as much. But
and having shit shoes.
Yeah. Well, I don't ride in 510s. I don't like a really grippy shoe for flats, flat pedal riding. So I mean, I've ridden them my whole life. So, but yeah, I like to be able to move my feet a little bit. I hate being that like just stuck in one spot.
I saw a photo of Sam Hill once, and his foot was on the side of his pedal. He was like scrubbing his bike off something, and his foot was actually not even on the flat of the pedal. It was like on the top, and I was like, okay, if that's how he rides his bike, no wonder he doesn't clip in. Because that's kind of stuck with me. And I think the other thing I got used to was just actually putting my foot anywhere on the pedal.
Yeah.
I'm normally so conscious, and that was my reason for clipping in, was just because I always like my foot to be in a specific place on the pedal.
Yeah.
And then when I just got comfortable, I was just like, all right, when my foot's on, it's on. Whether I was on my heel, toe, whatever, I just got comfortable riding with my foot anywhere on the pedal.
Yeah.
And I think that was one thing that helped a lot with the flat pedal riding. But yeah, whether it helped when I got back on the clips, to be honest, I don't really know. But I think I might do it again anyway. It was quite fun.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. It does make it fun. There's something about it. So even if you just do it once a season for a bit of a muck around, I think you're gonna gain something out of it.
But
for your overall riding. Yeah,
it's interesting to see Reece doing it though, top of the sport. Still got probably quite a lot to work towards, and he's testing basic things like that, which I think you haven't really seen anyone else do it unless they've been forced to because of weather conditions, maybe. But
yeah, G's done it before. I think he went on flats in Cairns. I think one year he boarded some flats. And
was that when it was really wet?
Yeah, that real wet one. So yeah, I think it's good to have that in your bag to be able to actually call on that if you need to. I think it's actually quite a smart thing.
Yeah,
because there's lots of people that cannot ride flats.
No,
they learn on SPDs, and they can't even bunny hop properly, and it's insane. Like guys that are really good on bikes too. So I think he's smart. He's thinking about stuff. It's cool. Makes him more popular too, I think, amongst the fans.
Yeah, I think you definitely got a few kudos from fans there on that one.
Yeah, he's so I've got him. I got Greg Williamson as well. Because I just think he's a class act of a rider. He really is. And it's really, there's some guys that you see on a bike, and I've ridden with Greg a bit when he's been here, and he's just got this effortless riding style. He's got that X factor as well, which you don't see all the time. You can't really put a finger on what it is, but like he has it in bucket loads, and he's just amazing to watch. And so I've got him, and just being Scottish and the conditions in Leger, I think I just should suit him. So I'd say he didn't do. I don't know what happened in time training. He was maybe be a bit back if he had a problem. He was sort of in the 50s, but I wouldn't rule him out. So I like to support him.
Yeah, he was 51st.
Yeah.
But 11 seconds back at split 1.
Yeah.
So maybe he was chilling, and then he was only 13 back at split 2, 15 back, so, and then in the last split went right back. So I don't think he was on much of a run anyway for that one.
Yeah, I think like maybe the time training might not be as telling for this race because it's a new track. Like people will still be feeling it out. If you go to venues that are just, you go to back over and over again, people are they know the track pretty much after straight away, so they can go for it in time training. But I guess some guys might not want to be risking doing a fast run just yet.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's just my 2 cents on that. I don't know.
No, I think he would be a pretty safe bet as well.
Mm.
When it goes and gets steep and slippery.
Yeah.
He's pretty gnarly.
And then I've got Benoit Coulange as well, just because he was like a pretty good price, and he's kind of on form at the moment. So yeah, and French.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's my only Frenchie I've got in there actually.
Yeah, good on you.
Yeah.
Resisting the temptation.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Then I went for Andreas Kolb.
We were looking at him. He had a good. Was it his first split was real good?
Yeah, but he's also. I just don't know. I watched him in Leo Gang. He looked good. The Schladming not a race he always does well at, and he got. I think he got second or third at the Innsbruck downhill race as well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he was right up there, and he looks really good on that Atherton bike, which I know you like.
Yeah.
And I've got to admit, I do like it as well.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing one in the flesh. Yeah.
It looks like it works really well. Like, yeah, big fan of that. So, and it looks like it's working well for him too. Yeah, he was riding some bit strange last year, like a Gamut downhill bike or something.
Oh yeah. Well, I hadn't heard of him until I was just looking through the time training there, and he just stood out because he had all good splits, and then just on the last split he must have stopped or crashed because he went from being 4 seconds back to 24 seconds back.
Yeah.
And everyone else, you have to get into, what are we talking? Well, you have to get in the top 10 before people are 4 seconds back. So
yeah,
if whatever he did in that last split, he would have been on pace for a top 10 in time training.
Yep.
Again, we might have to take it with a pinch of salt at the moment, but
yeah.
I'll read into it what I can for now.
Yeah. But no, he could be a danger man. He's definitely an awesome rider.
You're doing it for G
yeah,
this weekend.
Yeah, exactly. And he was like really good price too, like 150 grand. So I thought it'd be worth a punt.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then for the women, I went with Nina Hoffman. Just she was fastest in time training. I love her riding style. Like I think she's wicked, and got a really good aggressive style on the bike.
It was a shame we didn't get to see her at Leogang. I was quite excited to see how she went.
Yeah, she got a concussion, I think, didn't she? So.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, she's. I like her. She looks like quite a nice person too. Kind of real smiley.
Yeah.
Yeah, she sort of comes across really well. So I've always, I think I support her. Hopefully she does well.
On the V10 as well, which is what you're now riding.
Woof.
So
yeah, what a bike.
Almost teammates.
So yeah, basically.
Basically teammates.
Yeah.
What? Just to sidetrack a bit, how did you feel? So this is the first V10 you've ever had?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. First V10.
So and how was that? You haven't had much time on it because it was end of season when you got it.
No, it was a bit of a tease really, because I got it just for like the last 2 days of the park. So, but like I've gone from that high pivot Norco to back to like the VP, to a VPP. So I was quite interested to see how it rode. But I mean, it's early days. I think it's going to be a wicked race bike. Super easy to ride.
Yeah.
Very easy to ride, and very composed. The rear suspension's insane.
Yeah, you run RockShox.
Yeah.
And you RockShox front and rear.
Yeah, RockShox fan, always have been. But yeah, it just feels amazing. I can't wait to spend a bit more time on it, get it sort of dialed in for the races next year. I want to slap on one of those O chains as well to that.
Yeah. Have you already done a bit of testing with an O chain?
Yep, I did on my trail bike just to see.
And how did you find it? Because we've seen them popping up on a few more bikes.
Man, they're popping up a lot.
Yeah.
And I can see why. They are. Yeah, they're actually a game changer. Like, because I knew what it was meant to do, I tried to just sort of forget about that, because it's like, it could be a bit of a placebo. I was like, I'm expecting it to do this, so that's kind of what you feel. But no, it was genuinely like the bike felt completely different. The suspension just felt like isolated and working as it should. And I was actually speaking to Callum today, I went riding KY, and I said to him, I was like, look, like that, where I noticed the O-chain the most is down tracks like KY.
Oh, where it gets steeper.
Steeper, and you're on the brakes.
Yeah.
Because like, it just allows the suspension to just track. Like you're braking into tight corners, and it just felt like you can just you can ride so much faster, more aggressive, because nothing, the suspension's just working, and you feel nothing through your feet. It just it's so smooth. The bike is silent as well with it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I did back-to-back testing of Skyline, like with the timing system, and I put the just the normal chainring back on, and the bike just felt horrendous.
Really?
It was noisy, like chain slap, which I was just I just forgot. That's just how bikes are in the bike park sometimes. But but just like feeling everything through your feet, getting stalled out in bumps, like breaking bumps through corners as well. Like feel everything. You can just feel like the speed getting sucked. And I put that back on, and it's just like you're floating over stuff, and through corners that are quite rough as well. When if you're braking a little bit, you just feel the speed. You're just carrying more speed. Like your ground speed's faster. I got pretty. People got pretty bored of me talking about it after that. I just couldn't shut up about it. But it was 3 seconds faster, consistently over. I did three timed runs with and without.
Yeah.
It was 3 seconds over a 2-minute track, and one that I've ridden 1,000 times.
Yeah.
So I can ride it the same every time, and it was just like, and you could just feel the difference. So yeah, definitely rate it. So,
that's interesting to hear that.
Yeah, and we've got them in stock.
I was going to
now,
say, so Vertigo will be stocking these summer 2021.
Yeah, our CJ suspension is he's bringing them into the country, but we've got some for stock now as well.
Yeah.
We're gonna do a demo day with them as well. So chuck on people, you'll be able to chuck them on your bike. And,
I'll be interested.
And try them up with Skyline. Because I think it's one of those things when you try it, you won't want to take it off. Yeah, because it is actually like a proper performance advantage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm too much of a tight ass to buy things to try it. So if there's a free trial, I'll definitely maybe take you up on that.
Yeah. No, you'll want to buy one for sure. Yeah. Anyway, yeah.
So Nina Hoffman, your new teammate, onto the final pick.
Yeah, and then I feel bad, but I don't even know who the second woman is because I only had so much money left, so I just picked like the most expensive one I had left. Yeah. So I've got.
Did you know? Because you can look at what she got in the last race. Did you look at?
I didn't know.
Oh, you just closed your eyes and picked a name.
Yeah, she was just the top of the list.
So it's Frida Ronning.
Frida Ronning, yeah. So where's that flag?
She from? Sure. Is that Norway?
Something like that, yeah. So, but I might change this again though, because I'm sort of
have a bit of a shuffle.
Yeah.
It makes you second guess yourself so much. I've been looking at my team a bit, and I've swapped it out a few times, and then I'm like, at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter.
Well, it does, mate. It's like there's stuff you can win. You can win a set of forks or something. I think.
Yeah, the prizes are pretty good actually. Yeah, prizes are awesome.
Look, this is serious business now.
Yeah, the prizes are pretty damn good, saying that, but. I'm just saying that just for when I lose, pretending that I don't really care that much. But so you know how competitive I am, so we're not in it to get second.
You need to join our Virgo League as well.
Oh, can you join if you've already?
I'll give you the password.
Oh, awesome. Yeah. Well, how many points have you got? Because I got 606 points after the first round.
No, 445.
So I'll be beating you at least.
Yeah.
What's your top person in your team at the moment? On your right there.
It is 675.
Oh, so, I'll be third.
Yeah, you're between Casey and Ferris.
Yeah.
But you've beaten Craig, which is the most important.
That is the most important thing of all, beating Craig Monroe. So, good. Well, I might have to join that. We'll see how we go after this round. If I'm still in the top 3, I might accept. Well, we may as well have a look at some other outstanding rides. Just make sure that it's still recording. It is.
Time training ones.
Just gone off time training, yeah. So what's the one that stands out to me in there is Greg Menard.
Nah, stuff that. Brendan Fairclough.
Oh, sorry, yeah, no, you're right. Brendan Fairclough, 2 points down.
That's the most exciting thing.
That is the most exciting. Talking of flat pedals before, yeah.
Yeah. How much? Oh, I mean, I'd love to see Brendan
up there again. So he is just 3 seconds. Well, pretty much 4 seconds off.
Yeah, so he is on pace, and he looked so good on the videos.
And he did well here last time. What is it, 6th or 5th? 6th he got here last time?
Yeah, he was 6th last time, yeah.
Yeah, so obviously a big fan of the hill. And it would be awesome to see Brendog in the podium again, because he's got such a
seems like quite a relaxed attitude. I'm sure that behind the scenes he's obviously puts the work in, but
I feel like he's got nothing to prove anymore. Like he's such an all-round package. I think personally I'd love to be up there again because he is a racer at heart.
yeah.
But yeah, I think it's not really going to affect his career whether he's podium rider again. But
Yeah.
it'd be so cool if he was.
Yeah. Well, I think
Yeah.
what definitely we were saying before that COVID's brought in a lot of people either back into downhill or it's definitely attracted a whole heap of new guys that are starting to watch it. And I was thinking about this the other day. If you had to say who's the most valuable person in mountain biking at the moment, if you had started racing or if you'd got into it this year, who would it be?
So just if you just got into it and you started looking at everything that was going on, who again in what way? Like just in terms of what they.
So I think the two that stand out the most to me would either be Cade Edwards.
Yeah. Are you talking about like value they bring to like their sponsors?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I guess value to sponsor. If as far as just recognition gets for whatever they do, but I had Cade Edwards for obvious reasons, just outstanding. Just everything on a bike,
basically.
But then Eddie as well, because you look at Eddie, he seems to just be. He's in every video almost. He's on a lot of podcasts. His results in the downhill and enduro this year have been really good.
Don't want to give him a big head here because he might be.
He might actually be listening. I hope so. He better be. But yeah, no, I think him and Cade, but because we were talking about the other day with people like, with you don't know how much each rider gets paid. It's kind of what I think how the conversation started. But yeah, value. Say somebody like Danny Hart, who outstanding rider, multiple world champion, won World Cups. But yeah, if you were to watch now, he only races downhill. You're only going to see him if you're watching downhill, whereas you're watching Crankworks in the dual slalom. There's Eddie again, second place in dual slalom. You watch EWS. I can't remember where he got on EWS, but he was all right. It wasn't his best result, but he was still pretty damn good. And then 9th at Leergang, so he's backing up these amazing results. But then you'll see he does the wide world of sports. And Matt Walker. He does that, backflips a set of skis. Then he's in the Talkin Fox.
Yeah,
I think is a rounded rider.
And does the start line at our local downhill race.
Turns up the local races and sets off all the grumps. Yeah. And I just think I'm sure again there's a lot of guys. I'm definitely biased towards him because he's local to us, but I think think of the riders this year that have kicked the year off with good results at Crankworks, downhill, enduro. There's not many.
No, there's not. The other one I think if it's like if you were to look at it, which rider would make you want to go and buy the bike they ride as well? For me, it would be like possibly Eddie, but I think Jack Moyer as well.
Jack Moyer, yeah.
He's that bike gets slated for looking like old Geo and stuff, but it makes me want to buy one just watching him ride it.
Yeah, he's got a nice. He's one of those guys that doesn't look fast, and then his times is something else. Like similar to like a Rat Boy, relaxed. Yeah. You'd see Rat Boy on the live stream and he'd look slow, and then his time he'd be green at the split. Yeah. And Jack Moyer to me has a similar, definitely different to Rat Boy, but that relaxed style.
It's the way that he can corner. Like it's just and Rat Boy as well. There's a way that he can corner like no one else. It just makes you go, I want that bike because I want to be able to corner like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I see, so like that's, so that would be who I would say.
Yeah. I think Phil Atwell, if I wanted to buy a bike, I'd probably be buying a Propane. Watching George Brannigan's edits and Phil Atwell's edits. Yeah. Propanes would probably be up there on my shopping cart. Yeah. I actually quite like the look of them as well.
Oh, that new one's, it's beautiful. Yeah. Bike, yeah.
But no, it'd be an interesting, I don't know, it'd be, if you had to do a survey to new riders, I would be interested to know who's ticking the boxes for people. But
it depends what channels are looking. They follow people on Instagram? Is it just all through races? Or is it like website content. There's so many, YouTube. There's so many avenues now. It's like, what do new riders? I don't even know how do you follow? What do they look at the sport? How do they follow it? But because things like what Kate Edwards does probably does appeal to a lot of like
Instagram,
younger crowd, and I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. But me, like being like coming from like being a racer and like love racing, it's the racers I like to watch.
Yeah.
More so, like, and just seeing them, do shreddits and stuff like that gets me hyped on riding.
Yeah. So, like some old Earth sort of style videos.
Yeah, I just like some of those ones Jack Moyers put out recently. Just so good. Yeah.
On your boat.
But that was tangent from Brendan Fairclough. But yeah, no, you're right.
But he's
the standout.
He's up there too, though. He's like definitely a very valuable guy to sponsors.
I think he probably had one of my favourite videos from lockdown, which was that when he tried to jump onto his roof. Did you see that one?
I did see that.
Yeah, it was good.
No, it's classic. It's good, and he's actually like, I don't know if you've ever you would have met him when he was here. He's he's the nicest guy. Like, he's awesome. Like real down to earth.
He normally comes over with the Deaconator.
Yeah,
and they're both the two of them make a pretty good duo. They're pretty funny.
That's cool.
Boys from the south.
Going back to other results from time training, you mentioned Minar.
So we had Minar, dude. I thought that was. I didn't expect to see his name on that, but maybe do you think this is? We always talk about like old school tracks. I don't know if this one looks particularly old school, or do you like?
It's pretty old school.
You reckon it is?
Yeah. It's been a lot of that flung around, that saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's definitely. Well, I don't know what is old school. Just raw.
Basically. Yeah. I mean, like Leger was the classic old school track, and it's very similar.
Well, that's why I was like, is that why it's been thrown around just because it's Leger, or is it actually old school?
I think old school just means not bike parky.
Yeah,
I think
I'd agree with that. Yeah,
which this basically definitely isn't bike parky.
And line choice.
Yeah.
I think line choice is what stands out for me. You don't. Yeah.
It's just left to basically form itself with the riders, like which that's what everyone wants.
So maybe that's what it is. You got the old school Greg Minnaar back up there.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, if Petey was still racing, he'd be my number one pick.
Really?
Can you just like when you see people ride that track, can you not just imagine Petey on his iDrive, like just like full spikes,
so you're on
and
way
just have bike just leaned over in that classic style, like elbows out, just like there's nothing more iconic.
I think it was because his bike was so small underneath him back then.
Yeah. Because he always killed it on Leger.
I would love to see Petey put in a timed run against on that track and just see how he still squares up, because
he's still
so
looking
fast.
Like you see him on those helmet cams he's put out following some people down like Schladming and stuff. He's just like, man, like he's not slowed down.
Yeah,
it's cool.
No, I'd definitely like to see him putting in a few more. It's good to see him still on there, quite present in the.
It really is, yeah.
In the pits, because big fan. And he knows that, but he'd be able to pick a section apart. I used to like watching Petey picking through a section and riding it different. I think might have been an old Schladman video, maybe, or it might have been an old Champre video. I can't remember, but just stopping around turns before enduro turns were even a thing.
Yeah.
Petey would pick up that back end and get us swinging around. We'll go back up to just first place, I guess, as well. Troy Brosnan. Was he fastest in every split?
Yeah.
Well, there's a couple of splits missing, so I don't know if that means they were
what is that?
good. So it was Benoit Collage's.
Yeah, they're missing there.
Missing his second one on pink bike, so
but maybe still his end time's the same.
His end time's the same, but
so Troy first right across the board there. So
do you reckon he could do the big three this weekend? Time training, fastest quali, then top her off with a race win.
I'd say so.
He backed it up pretty well last week.
I should really be.
None of us have him in our teams though.
That might change though. So, I might still change.
I think I'm also. I never want to jinx anyone, and I'd love to see Troy win.
Yeah, I would. Yeah.
The overall, and I think part of me just doesn't pick him because I feel like as soon as I pick someone, not that anyone I picked, I want them to do badly, but
I know what you mean.
I always just that's why I never put Danny out in my team. I always want to see Danny do well. And I'm always like, if I pick him, he'll bloody crash or something. So
because it's like that, almost like that Petey thing again. It's like he's got the monkey on his back, Petey not winning world champs. It's like, is it going to happen? Is it going to happen? And it's like you just be so devastated for him if it never happened.
Yeah.
And I think it's the same with Troy now. Like he deserves so much to win the overall.
Oh yeah.
I'd love to see it happen. Because he's been in it a long time now.
Yeah.
And so definitely love to see that happen. And he's amazing on a bike too, though.
He's got a nice like effortless style as well. Very light. He always looks like he's on his. I don't know where his feet are on the pedal, but it always looks like he's on the balls of his feet, just like tick, 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 like
he's
just skipping lightly. But I'm sure
totally just dancing down.
Yeah,
so smooth. Like,
so
just looks in control.
Yeah, he was always like that because he was such a small junior as well, wasn't he? And then well, that was when the juniors were up against the elite male, and you'd see him directly alongside.
Yeah.
All the big dogs, and his was just this kind of small little fella on that specialized demo that was freaking so good to watch.
Yeah,
wasn't he? Just like a little spider monkey looking fella. I thought anyway. It's my. But
it sounds like he works really hard as well in the off season.
Yeah, like
he's really worked hard to get his bike sorted, and it's all stuff everybody knows. But
to stay as consistent as he has is just, you put like Bruni down as a pretty consistent dude as well, but I guess it's time training. But yeah, like Bruni's not had the consistency as of Troy.
No.
But he's had some he's had the world champs wins, so he has had the standout results. And what did he win? 2 or 3 back-to-back world championships? I can't remember.
Yeah, something like that.
So he definitely is consistent, but still, when you comparing against Troy, where
he was trying to find him on, I think he might be quite low down on the time training. There he is, 35th.
Yeah.
And yes, first split he was 11 seconds back. So
yeah, I think he'll.
But then he stayed 11 seconds back. He was consistent, so he must have maybe gone slow, and then he was consistent on the first 3, and then dropped right back just before the end, and then he was actually faster in the last split as well. He went from 30 seconds back to 29, so actually made quite a bit of time actually in the last split. So maybe he was just focusing on something there to try and get better. Maybe he stopped and then put the hammer down. Who knows?
Yeah, I mean, I've seen from the videos, the vital rods that I've seen and stuff like that. He's hooking, like he's going well, and like just where you can see where he's sort of trying sections fast, and he's impressive. So
he seems to be very can't think of the word, but he does pick the track apart a lot.
Very methodical.
Methodical. Very methodical. What he does with, he's always got the telemetry on his bike, and it seems very methodical. I think it's probably is the best word for it.
No, for sure, like a very, very professional approach, and like he's definitely like the Nicolas Villio of the current era. So
but what another question I thought you would be quite good to ask: what tyres would you be using, Peng, this weekend? You're quite you're always wearing a different pair of rubbers on the bottom of your bike.
Oh, I'm the biggest tyre geek.
Yeah.
Really
so what you got on at the moment? You got some new Michelins. Were you trying them, or do you swap them out for something else?
No, I'm running Michis. Yeah, just a big Michelin fanboy. Like they were the tyres to have back when I was racing, if you could get hold of any. And so it's cool to see them get back in the game again, because it kind of feels like they just disappeared for 15 years. So and I've been trying those DH34s. No, sorry, the 22s I've got. Yeah, no, they're mean.
What is only the Mondraker time really on them? Oh, I guess
and GT
and is Sam Hill's riding them as well?
He does, yeah.
So they got some pretty good guys testing them out. So
yeah, but I mean, it looks like everyone's on spikes here anyway, so it's just everyone's going to be trying different combos, but then it's all going to change anyway as it dries out.
Would you be on a cut Max's or would you be on a Michelin spike?
Best spike I've ever ridden at the moment. Well, currently that I've ridden is that Schwalbe Dirty Down.
Oh yeah,
cut down. That thing's insane. So that's what I would personally be running if I was sponsored by Schwalbe. But
do you think it comes down to the rubber itself or to the tread pattern?
It's a bit of both in there. It's just there's something about that tyre. Like there's something about the compound that Schwalbe use as well.
Yeah.
It's good. But I mean, it's been a while since I've used any other spike, to be honest. But,
Yeah.
But I think from what I've seen, the Michelin do that DH mud, which I've got some actually, I just haven't tried them yet.
We don't get too many days like that
Well,
though.
that's
Here,
it,
no?
yeah,
It's
I do.
always just dust ball.
I do miss that. But I mean, everyone will be on a cut spike, if not a full spike on the back, just for the braking. That's what I've seen is like maybe slightly like a shorty front spike, wet screen back,
Yeah.
that sort of thing. If you've got an option to have a few different types of spikes, which I don't think many teams do, unless you're on Maxis. I did see Matt Walker was running UK Matt Walker had like the old shorty on the back,
Okay.
not the new one, which I thought was interesting. I don't know if that old one might be a bit better under braking because it had like that sort of bigger center
Oh
tread
yeah, it
block.
did, yeah.
So I thought that was quite interesting, and then just all sorts of cut variations that I saw of every spike that's out there.
A lot of cutting down.
But it's like it's not going to be such a big kind of. Well, I guess it won't be quite as stressful trying to choose tires like Leogang because it's the track. Even if you need the spikes for the woods, that'll still work well on the grass. So like, it'll be a pretty safe bet. Whereas Leogang was a bit. You need two sets of tires.
Did
almost.
you? Would you rather run a cut spike or a shorty? Do you think there's
I
a
mean,
difference there?
I mean, there is. Yeah, usually you go with a cut spike because it's like if the mud's going to be a bit deeper, or it's usually full spikes are a bit narrower too, whereas shorties are a bit have a bigger tire. So it just depends, what you're looking for really. I don't know. I really like kind of narrower tires. They just feel a bit more precise, and I think just the conditions there would probably suit that a bit better. But I've not tried the new shorty, so I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But it's definitely horses for courses, really.
Yeah.
Depends what the track is and the conditions and stuff. But
Yeah, it would be nice to have a few more opportunities to bring out the big spikes. I've had some spikes in the garage, and I've for about 3 years never been on the bike.
That's what I used at the Walk 2 World Champs in the dust. Cut spikes, so like you don't have to wait for the wet.
No,
get
I'm
'em
too
out in the
lazy
dry.
to change them out.
Get them out in the dry, mate.
Yeah.
so good in the dry. Like when it's super dry.
I'm such a tight ass as well. I just know that hardback dirt. I'm not wasting tire tread on this.
Yeah, it does come down to that. Yeah.
Give me like a flat, or maybe some dual slams down some fields.
Yeah.
I might get the hose out and wet it down and get the spikes on.
Oh man, I'd love to have like a full spike race again at some point. I know we won't have it here, but yeah, just where you get like the wet screens out, non-cut, just slop.
It would be bloody awesome. Going back to the time training, Dakota Norden, 6th. That was also a bit of a surprise to me. I would have him down more of a flatter, sort of more powerful guy. So it's interesting to see him so good on the slick tech.
I thought, man, he stepped his game up massively. And I mean, he like where he rides in Tennessee as well, that Windrock. I mean, that is slick tech. So yeah, I mean, that could be right up his alley, to be honest.
So he could be one, and I feel like he might even just keep getting better.
I think so. Yeah.
In the next over the course of the season, maybe in the next few seasons.
He seems to like that bike too. He
Yeah.
seems to be getting on with it. So yeah, he could be up there.
Be good to see. Remy Tyrion, we talked about him. He's in 7th place. Finn Isles, 8. What do you think to Finn? He's looked like he's run quite well in the videos. He's still. I feel like we're waiting for the, for the gun to go off on him because he was coming up through the junior ranks, like as the hot favourite, and then he's had again like sort of like some sparks of something good, and then
has his opportunity passed? I don't know. Like I don't know.
Yeah. I wonder, does he need to go on another team where he can be the A-rider? Because at the moment he's kind of sitting as... They're both kind of A-riders, but I guess he's with anyone next to Loic's going to be maybe a B-rider. And I kind of wonder if that's why Loris Verger went from their team.
Yeah, that's definitely what you hear, don't you? So.
And then maybe that's why he also left Santa Cruz as well, maybe. I don't know. I'm just totally speaking from my own thoughts.
Mentioned Loris Verger either. It's like,
I
mean, he's basically could win it.
I think he'd be my pick maybe for the win.
Yeah.
Again this weekend.
I think there's people that you want to win, and then there's people that could win or will win, and then there's people that you want to win as well. There's like a couple of different categories there, isn't there? Yeah,
for
kind of like
sure.
your alliances to some riders that just because you like their riding style or you want them to do well.
And the other thing is they all could win as well. It
Yeah.
just comes down to that one run at the end of the day as well.
Yeah.
Like you're talking bugger all of that. Even when somebody's 5 seconds back, and you're like, oh, he got smoked. I've made up 5 seconds in a run before, and it didn't feel much faster than the run before it.
No, you're dead right.
Like,
yeah.
and what like you say, you can make up 3 seconds with the O chain. Like 5 seconds is just like, it staggers me that the same guys finish so close to each other. That's what blows my mind. It doesn't surprise me at all that one guy can be next to one guy one week and then 5 seconds off him the next week, because that's a slip of a pedal. That
Yeah, I mean that's
nothing.
just dragging just literally touching your brake 10 times. The whole,
Yeah.
10 corners that the other guy didn't.
Yeah.
Just a slight tap.
like when you break it down to a
That's it.
percentage of a run, it is such a small
Yeah.
percentage of the run that you've just kind of held back. So
That's why it's so exciting though.
yeah, oh, it's awesome, mate. It's such like, it's not side by side. It's, you don't know what the other guys are doing, so it's insane that you see the similar faces next to each other on the podium.
Isn't it funny how when you talk about this, it's like you're talking about the rider. It's the riders that are doing the work. It's the rider that's winning the race. But like so much of the bike industry, it's about, oh, you need this bike to go faster and do all this, and it's a bit painful, isn't it, sometimes? But when you're talking about the racing at this level, it's all down to the rider. It doesn't matter what bike they're on.
Well,
It's
it was like when you took my forks apart halfway through the season, there was no oil in there.
I know, you're a classic though. It's like you just ride it. You could ride anything fast. Like it's like, Jimmy, you've got no oil in your dampener. It's like your forks weren't working. Yeah, you're smoking us all.
They went up and down, and that was good enough for me. I just let the air out and pump them back up, and I always felt a bit better.
Yeah, I do. Like, I almost admire like riders like that. Like, they can just ride the arse off anything, and it doesn't matter what state it's in. It's just they just ride it fast. I think Eddie's like an example of that. He just rides it.
Yeah,
Just give him a bike, he'll ride it, and he'll kick your ass.
even with his elbows down as well. He's speed tucking everywhere.
I think Kiwis are like they're probably quite classics for that in general.
Yeah,
Kiwi racers will just give them anything.
run what you brung.
Yeah. Back wheel could be falling off, they wouldn't even know. And still, you're like, yeah.
That's awesome. But yeah, Finn Isles. Do you think we're gonna see him? I reckon we're gonna see him. I reckon he needs to get on a new team, and then he'll
Yeah, you might be right, but more
step out of the shadow of Loic and really
get
come
some
into his own.
new motivation now.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's not really on my radar anymore, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like with kind of potential podium threats, but I don't know. It's so hard. It's like, all these guys are amazing riders, but a couple not bad results, but just as soon as they're kind of off the back a bit, you just sort of forget about
Yeah,
them.
and we're saying he's off the back, and he's in 8th position.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
8th position, and 5 seconds off. And this is just time training, but
But when we're talking about who's going to win, who's going to be top 3. So
I reckon we could. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if we saw him rocket through at some point, but it also wouldn't surprise me if he just kind of floated around till something else happens.
Yeah.
Flatwell in 9th, exciting rider. Could be insane on one of these tracks, or might explode on one of these tracks.
Yeah, it's winner. Basically, winner or bin it with Phil in it. So.
Yeah, I don't think he'll be. Maybe he might disagree now. Maybe when he was younger, he was definitely like that. I think he might say he's reeled it in a bit now, but
he's like actually another guy. You just give him any bike, and he'll be clapped out, and he'll just doesn't care. I remember when he was here.
When he was here, and he took that hardtail down bloody Jedi. Did you see that bike?
God, 29er hardtail.
That thing was disgusting, and he took it down the gnarliest track.
No, but like that. But even this downhill bike he had with them that year was not a great bike. Like, he had X Fusion suspension, which didn't work, and oh god, like it was falling apart all the time. Like, because he'd always come and like, can you try and fix this again? Like, oh my god. And then he came along to one of our vertical races and just smoked everyone.
Yeah,
like, just on a bike that I probably wouldn't even ride down at shops on. But, yeah. I remember a funny story with him. I remember when he came in, when I first met him, he'd been travelling down with his girlfriend in his van, and he didn't have any chain lube. He didn't want to buy any, so he was like lubing his chain with sex lubricant and stuff.
No way.
Like,
KY jelly.
I was just like, you're a dirty man.
So, right, well, if he run out of that, he'd probably just spit on his chain.
Oh, he's shocking.
That is so good. I rode with him when I was in Morzine one time, and yeah, he's just such a wild card. He was looking for this trail for so long, and we ended up like bush bashing and bush bashing and bush bashing, and before we knew it, we were at the bottom of the hill. Well, about 40 minutes later, and we didn't touch any bit of track. But the whole time he's like, it's just, I remember this from like last time. It's just over here,
Yeah.
and we go a bit further, and there was just no trail the whole way down. It's just such a funny bugger.
Yeah, he is funny. Like.
So we got Benoit Coulage in 10th. Both of us had him in our team. So yeah, good setup for a good position. He was probably second fastest at the first split, so could be on for a pretty good result again. Good to see George Brannigan in 11th. Much to say on George again.
I just
kind of expected, really.
Just
I
want
think.
him to be back up there.
Yeah,
really do.
definitely capable of it. So it's no surprise to see him there again.
He was another guy actually tried out the O-chain as well.
I wonder if he still got it on.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he did because he came and spoke to me after we chucked it on. And yeah, he was doing timed runs on Bubba.
Yeah,
and it was like 50 seconds or something. The segment he was doing, and I think he's always been pretty much the same time. And he put that on, and like first run he was a second faster.
Yeah,
I think so. Yeah, he was into it. So.
That's good. We'll just for people that don't know, we'll rattle through just the rest of them. So then you got Thomas Stack in 12th, which is good for my team. Danny Hart in 13th, Jacob Dickinson 14th, and Carl Ahern in 15th. Carl, the Aussie there.
That Jacob, he's a good little rider, right?
Jacob Dickinson, and he's been on Giant for a few years now as well, so he'll be pretty comfortable on that bike.
Yeah.
So, and he's pretty consistent in the again up the top, not kind of podium. Is he podium?
No, I don't think so. No,
but he definitely kind of floats around the top end for sure.
I think he's been up top 10, like somewhere Mont Saint Anne or something.
Yeah.
Then Brooks. I mean, Brooks, he's in touch as well, which is cool.
Awesome. Yeah, 25th.
Back up there.
And then you've got this Ronan Doone. He's Irish as well. He got the privateer of the last one, so he's right up there again in the top 20 in time training.
When I first saw that name, I was like, I wonder if he's related to Carlin Dune, that old hut guy that used to send the big drops and stuff in New World Disorder. Carlin, but he was Canadian, so yeah. Sorry, a bit of a tangent there, but that's the first thing I thought of.
Maybe it might be distant relative. No,
we're at the women's actually. Yeah, so
quickly. So yeah, we end up with Nina Hoffman on the at the top, and then Valley Hall with the fastest 3 first splits, and then just dropped back 2 seconds and then 4 seconds. So it looks like she was still maybe trying at the end there, but just didn't find the same pace as what Nina did at the end.
Yeah.
Camille Balanche in 3rd. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, what's her time? She's quite a bit back actually, like 17 seconds back. So
yeah,
there's big gaps there. In the women's, but I mean it's just time training, so who knows? But
it'll be interesting. Yeah, so their times though have been a lot tighter on that first round than what they've been in the past. It's been cool.
Yeah, women's racing is really is rad.
Yeah, it's getting really exciting.
Really exciting, and like I used to always just skip it to watch the last 2 or 3, but I always watch the women's racing now. It's it's really cool, inspiring, and lots of really good young girls and women coming through now as well, really good for the sport.
Some new names are rising quite quickly. What do you reckon, Rach to return? I feel like she would. I think she would for sure.
I think
I'll be surprised if she doesn't. I feel like the Athertons are just such a insane family, aren't they? It just wouldn't surprise me. Look at G and all his massive crashes. He always returns. What's getting pregnant to Rach probably.
The whole family's like kind of had quite a lot of adversity over the years with injuries and stuff. All of them actually. Dan as well. And Rach. In fact, all of them. Man, they've Actually, when you think back, it's actually quite amazing that they're still going. Yeah. Able to function. But so like they're a hard ass family, so she'll be back.
I'd love to see Rach come back as well. You kind of got bored of watching her win, but now she's not on the scene. But like Fort William, it's been on the scene for so long. I wanted it to kind of disappear, and then it'll be way more exciting when it comes back. Same with Rach. She's been just winning so much. I was like,
oh, let's just give everyone else this a bit of confidence.
Yeah,
And
and
then
I
if
mean,
she comes back,
I can't imagine she'll come back and just win either. So,
well, I don't know.
so-
Never write her off.
yeah, so that'd be good for her, to
Exciting.
Yeah.
Got a few more in the Monica Harasnik, 5th. She's been kind of coming out over the last couple of years, putting in some pretty fast times.
Yep.
Monica Harasnik. I don't recognise the lady in 4th. Oh, that's your mate.
That's what it is.
Oh, it's Helena Frieda.
Yeah, that's yeah.
Oh, you're pretty.
There you go.
Pretty
look
good
at that.
pot luck.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Nice.
So you picked a good one. Yeah, she
Yeah.
didn't have a sponsor under her name, so that's.
Whoa,
She might be Privateer Award potentially.
There you go.
In it. Yeah. Monica Rashnik, Miley Johnset, she's on the Atherton bike as well.
Yeah.
Remco
then-
Woodman.
Well, there's quite a few big names kind of further down the.
Yeah, wonder if
Down the
there's some
result sheet there.
tactical sort of stoppage.
Yeah, I really think it's that whole thing of that it's a new track and everyone's just building the weekend, the speed, rather than just going for it with the time training. So, because it's going to change so much that you're probably not going to gain much out of like doing a really good time training.
Yeah.
Kind of,
Mm.
I don't know. That's
Yeah, maybe we'll see. Well, tomorrow will be the big tell when we get the qualifying results in, I guess.
yeah.
And then you got Marine Cabarrou there on the bottom with DNF, so she's not. I wonder if she rolls into quali.
Yeah.
Hopefully she's not too bad. It'd be a shame because she was quite a big hitter this year, I thought. So
Yeah, for sure.
it'd be a shame for her to be out of the running.
I think Thibaut is
Prella.
going to be racing as well, isn't he?
I didn't see him, so maybe he didn't put down a.
No, but I think he is racing. So but
That's
he's-
impressive. I'll be excited to see his run if he's
Yeah.
charged up, ready to go.
I mean, he's had a few crashes now, but I don't think it'll bother him in
No,
the
he doesn't
slightest. He'll
seem
just
to
be
be
like,
phased.
he's just confident and just goes for it. So
Yeah.
I think it won't affect him at all, confidence-wise. So he is so exciting to watch. So
Yeah. No, this is going to be. I was super excited to see the first round, and that was the best opening round I think I've watched for a few years.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah,
And so if we can carry on with this, I don't know,
this
with that
should
sort
be.
of riding, it's going to be a epic. Downhill could be bloody great.
Oh, how good is downhill racing?
Yeah.
How good.
No, I'm excited to see what happens.
Yeah.
But we're at hour 20. We'll wrap it up.
I'm excited to actually just watch this one with other people because I was on holiday up north. And
Oh,
just
true.
Sat in my Airbnb bedroom by myself, watching it by myself. So
Well,
it's not
we
quite
might
the
have a
same.
Sunday breakfast.
Yeah.
Potentially, we'll let you know
Sweet.
if that comes to anything.
Sounds
We'll
good.
maybe just watch the replay rather than live.
Oh yeah,
get us all
That's
together.
what we're doing.
Yeah. Media lockdown on Saturday night, and then into it Sunday morning.
Yeah.
All right,
For sure.
we'll roll her in there. Cheers, Peng.
No, thanks. That was that was
We'll
fun.
definitely have you do another one.
Yeah. Always fun to talk about racing. Anytime.
Absolutely. All right, cheers, mate.
Cheers, mate.